My dad left money to his sugar baby in his will. It feels wrong to be writing this so early after my father's passing, but I'm confused on and upset on a lot of different levels, and I really need to talk about it. My dad passed away fairly early on. He was 66 and his funeral was last week. He planned his own funeral preemptively, with my oldest sister. It was prepaid for and I hadn't known much about it. I'm the middle child, male, 37. They deliberately hadn't told the rest of us much about it because a pleasure worker who my dad had been seeing consistently for years would be attending, and we hadn't even known my dad saw pleasure workers. Or that he was attracted to men. That pleasure worker is a year older than me, and apparently he'd been seeing him since he was 18. So, I would have been 17, while my father was sleeping with a guy 1 year my senior. I'm really not sure how I'm supposed to feel about it. My dad had been paying his rent for that time, along with an allowance and a few investments into his career. He's now a kind of performer, but I think it would be too oddly specific to mention, and people who know any of us would know exactly who I'm talking about. My mother knew. We spoke about it and I asked why she didn't tell me. They were divorced anyway. Apparently they'd agreed between them not to tell the rest of us besides my sister, but specifically not me because of my age. They said that my dad was insistent that he had to be at the funeral, and included in it. He looked genuinely upset, too. I think it was a little inappropriate that all attention was on this glamorous pleasure worker more than my deceased father, but now I can't shake this feeling that I'm angry with my father either. Back to the will. He left him something like 2 million euros, which was more than anybody else in his life. More than me or any of my siblings, more than my aunts and uncles or their children, more than his grandchildren, more than anybody, and there's no case really to dispute it, because he was of sound mind and he didn't forget anybody. I'm just so unsure how to feel. That age gap is wild.